Hello, folks. This is Gregory Robinson, author of Time Machine, coming at you with our Fast Five on Friday. And struggled a good bit with the subject today. It's something that's kind of been on my mind and on my heart. And I know better than to address this issue, but I don't feel I can ignore it. Again, we saw another school shooting here recently in Florida with 17 left dead. And the debates once again risen up in our country about gun control and laws concerning guns. And we're going to continue to have this problem and debate because we're missing or ignoring the main issue. You know, most folks on the side of gun control are talking about banning the AR-15, blaming the availability of the weapon for the shooting. And on the other side, the people are, holding tight to the Second Amendment and our right to bear arms. When I was a copier technician, the first company I worked for, I did kind of an apprenticeship, and one of the management or the guys that I kind of shadowed taught me something that's kind of stuck with me a long time, and it's called the KISS method. And KISS being an acronym, keep it simple, stupid. And it's something that really stuck in my mind for a long time. So I did a little quick search this morning, and I don't think most folks even knew this. I was very surprised by it. But the first school shooting in the U.S. actually occurred in 1764. And that just absolutely blew my mind. The next one happened in 1840, which is our longest stint since the first one without another one, the 76 years. The next longest period without a school shooting happened from 1840 to 1853, 13 years. And, a lot of people want to ban the sale of the AR. The AR has been sold to civilians for the past 50 years. And the first school shooting happened 254 years ago. So, I have a real problem with people blaming an inanimate object for some of these tragedies. Since the 1800s, a couple of more little interesting factuals. Since the 1800s, we've had an average, or in the 1800s, we've had an average of 3 to 4 years per decade that we didn't have a school shooting. In the 1900s, we had an average of 1 to 5 years. And here in 2000 and up to present, we haven't had a single year without a school shooting these last 18 years. Back in the 1950s, we hit the first decade of having at least one school shooting every year. And we only had 2 periods after that where we had a number of years without a school shooting, from 1961 to 1966, and then 1 year, 1972. This is definitely an issue. Me as a new father, in just a few years, my daughter's going to be of school age, and that scares the hell out of me. It really does. I believe that the one thing that all these shootings have in common is that people were on the, one person was on the other end of the gun. And I think that's where the problem lies. We're getting in all these debates on how the government can actually fix this problem for us. And I think we're missing the boat on this whole thing. The government was set up to protect us, and truly we do need protection in our schools. But I think we're really missing the KISS method, the keeping it simple solution here. And that is that we as parents and as guardians have got to spend time with these children and really know what's going on in their lives. Know the kids that they are hanging out with, the activities that they're involved with. Do you even know what your kids' grade point average is? Do you know what the kids they're hanging out with are into? I think that some of these questions are going to hit home, and you're going to go, I really don't. Do you know what your kid is struggling with, what subject they're struggling with, or what outside school subject that they're struggling with? We've got to just really get in and be a big part of these children's lives. And I think that that's where the answer lies. Most of the subjects that I write about are all about time and how we use it and how we live in it. And I realize that times are tough, and a lot of you out there who have children are working 2 jobs or working 12, 14-hour shifts, and you're doing this just to try to keep a roof over their heads and clothes on their back. And I understand that, and I just want to just say thank you for doing that, for providing. I think that's a wonderful thing. And I know you don't have a lot of free time. You don't have a whole lot of time where you're not either trying to rest and sleep or working. But this is more important than sleep. This is more important than rest. This is more important than work. You've got to make the time to spend with these kids. Whether they're your kids, whether they're the kids that are coming over that are friends with your kids, you've got to spend some time with them. We've got to really have them understand that they're loved, that they've got somewhere to go. They've got somebody to speak to when these problems arise that drive them to do these things. They've got to know that they've got an outlet. They've got somewhere or someone that they can talk to. And not only parents, anybody in a leadership role, whether you're a pastor, a youth pastor, an after-school program, a teacher, anybody out there, we've got to just really spend some time with these kids and figure out where the problem lies. And I think that's the answer. So this has been our Fast Five on Friday. Sorry for it being a little bit long, but it was something I felt like I had to say. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope the good Lord blesses you today.